Hey everyone, happy Christmas. We know you can't resist a little AI update, even with presents to unwrap.
We've got a special Christmas Day deep dive into the AI world just for you.
So while things might be quiet on the news front today, something tells me the AI world's been anything but silent.
Right, the AI Daily News Digest has been busy sifting through a mountain of data. We're talking 7 subreddits, 433 Twitter accounts, and a whopping 32 Discord servers.
32 Discord servers, wow.
Yeah, with like 2,265 messages across 215 channels.
Okay, so how much reading time did they save us?
257 minutes.
That's what I call a Christmas miracle. So what treasures did they unearth from this digital mountain?
Well, first, buckle up for some next-gen model showdown.
Model showdowns. Okay, I'm listening.
QBQ's been turning heads. It's actually outperforming GPT-4o and Claude in certain tasks.
Really? GPT-4o.
Yeah, and then we've got 5.4.
5.4.
Yeah, creating a buzz with its kind of intriguing blend of brilliance and hallucinations.
Hallucinations. Oh, that sounds familiar.
And then there's the mysterious O3 from OpenAI. Everyone's talking about it, but the details are scarce. It's like the AI equivalent of a secret Santa gift.
Ooh, I love a good mystery. Okay, so it sounds like the competition is really heating up in the model world, but what about the tools? Any new developments that are going to make our lives easier or, dare I say, more interesting?
Absolutely. We've got Cursor IDE. It's like a super-powered coding buddy helping developers work, smarter, not harder.
I like the sound of that.
And then there are these fascinating multi-agent frameworks. It's kind of like having a whole team of AI assistants at your fingertips.
The whole team.
Yeah, but it's not just about making things easier. We're also seeing real-world applications with real social impact.
Like what?
AI contract reviewers helping ensure fairness and transparency. And get this, we're even seeing AI podcasters emerging.
Okay, hold on. AI podcasters.
Yeah, AI podcasters.
That's something I definitely need to hear more about. But first, let's break down these model rivalries.
Okay.
What's making QVQ such a standout?
All right, so what's fascinating about QVQ is that it's the first open, multimodal model with serious visual capability.
Multimodal, what does that mean?
Imagine an AI that can not only read a document, but also understand a diagram within it.
So it's really seeing the image.
That's the power of multimodal. And it's blowing people's minds with its ability to tackle math and geometry problems that involve visual elements.
You mean like complex charts and diagrams?
Think complex charts, handwritten equations, stuff that would make most models go cross-eyed.
So it's not just reading text, it's actually seeing the images and using that information to solve problems.
Exactly. It's pretty incredible.
That is incredible. But you mentioned hallucinations earlier. Does QVQ suffer from those as well?
Well, no model is perfect, and even the most advanced ones can sometimes generate outputs that are factually incorrect or just plain bizarre.
Right.
But from what we're seeing in those lively Discord discussions, QVQ seems relatively grounded in reality, especially compared to some of its peers.
Okay, that's reassuring to hear. Now let's move on to this mysterious 5.4. You mentioned some intriguing hallucinations. What's the story there?
Okay, so 5.4 is fascinating because it showcases both the incredible potential and the ongoing challenges of AI development.
How so?
Well, on one hand, it's shown remarkable ability in certain areas, like generating a working XOR MLP.
A what?
An XOR MLP, it's a specific type of neural network from a simple prompt.
Oh,
That's impressive. But on the other hand, it's also prone to those AI hiccups we call hallucinations. Users are reporting inconsistencies where it can ace a complex task 1 minute and fumble a basic question the next.
so it's a bit of a wild card then.
Yeah, capable of amazing things, but not always reliable.
And is this something that researchers are trying to address?
Absolutely. Ensuring that AI models are reliable and trustworthy is a top priority, especially as we integrate them into more areas of our lives.
Right, because imagine relying on an AI for medical diagnosis or financial advice.
Right.
A hallucination in those contexts could have serious consequences.
Exactly.
So while 5.4 may be creating buzz for its unpredictable nature, it also highlights the need for continued research and development to address those hallucinations.
Right. It's a powerful reminder that AI, even at its most advanced, is still a work in progress.
Well, speaking of work in progress, what about this mysterious O3 from OpenAI? You mentioned it's shrouded in secrecy. What have you managed to glean from the chatter?
Honestly, it's like trying to piece together a puzzle with only a few pieces.
Okay.
There's a lot of speculation, but concrete details are hard to come by. What we do know is that it's generating a lot of excitement, even with the limited information available.
Oh, so what are people saying?
Some are calling it the next evolution of GPT, while others are speculating about entirely new capabilities we haven't even imagined yet.
So it's like the AI equivalent of a blockbuster movie trailer. Just enough to pique our interest, but leaving us wanting more.
Precisely, and that's part of the fun, isn't it? The world of AI is constantly evolving, and there's always something new to discover.
You've certainly given us a lot to think about. We've got model rivalries, mysterious new developments, and the looming question of how to ensure AI's reliability and trustworthiness.
Right, and we haven't even touched on those incredible tools that are making AI more accessible and powerful than ever before.
Oh, you're right. We've got a lot more ground to cover. Let's dive into the world of AI tools and see how they're changing the game for developers, businesses, and maybe even podcasters like us.
Okay, let's do it. All right, so let's shift gears from those model face-offs and dive into the tools that are making waves in the AI world. You mentioned Cursor IDE earlier. That one seems to be sparking a lot of excitement among developers.
Well, from what I'm seeing, Cursor IDE is being hailed as a game changer for coders.
Oh, yeah.
Like, imagine having an AI pair programmer right there in your IDE, helping you write better code faster.
So it's not just about like auto-completing code, it's actually assisting with the entire development process. What's the AI bringing to the table that's so revolutionary?
It seems to be a combination of things. Developers are raving about its ability to not only suggest code completions, but also catch potential bugs early on, and even offer suggestions for more efficient and elegant code.
So it's like having a super smart coding buddy who's always looking out for you.
Exactly.
And what's fascinating is that this isn't just about efficiency. I'm seeing chatter about how these tools can actually boost creativity.
Really?
Developers are saying that by offloading the more tedious aspects of coding to the AI, they can focus on the bigger picture and come up with more innovative solutions.
That makes sense. It's like having an AI handle the grunt work, freeing up your mental energy for the truly creative tasks. But Cursor IDE isn't the only tool shaking things up, right? You also mentioned these multi-agent frameworks. That sounds pretty complex.
It is complex, but also incredibly powerful. Think of it this way. Imagine having a team of AI assistants, each with its own specialized skill set, working together to tackle a complex problem. That's the essence of a multi-agent framework.
So instead of having one AI assistant, I can assemble a whole team of them, each with its own superpowers.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's pretty mind-blowing.
Mhm.
But how does that actually work in practice? Can you give me a real-world example?
Absolutely. Let's say you're a marketing manager launching a new product. With a multi-agent framework, you could have one AI agent handling market research, another crafting compelling ad copy, and yet another optimizing your campaign across different platforms.
So it's like having a whole marketing department, but powered by AI.
Exactly.
Wow, that's a serious upgrade from my current marketing team of just me and my cat.
Hmm.
So these multi-agent frameworks are already being used in real-world applications.
Oh, definitely. We're seeing them pop up in all sorts of fields, from software development and data analysis to marketing and customer service. The applications are practically endless, limited only by our imagination.
That's pretty exciting. But it also raises the question of ethics. If we're handing over more and more tasks to AI, how do we ensure that it's being used responsibly and for good?
That's the million-dollar question, and it's one that the AI community is grappling with. As AI becomes more sophisticated and integrated into our lives, we need to ensure that it's aligned with our values and doesn't perpetuate existing biases or inequalities.
So it's not just about building cool AI. It's about building ethical AI.
Exactly. And that requires careful consideration of the data these systems are trained on, the potential unintended consequences of their actions, and the overall impact they have on society.
Okay, I'm starting to see the bigger picture here. These tools are incredibly powerful, but with great power comes great responsibility, right?
Precisely. It's up to all of us, developers, researchers, policymakers, and everyday users to ensure that AI is used ethically and for the benefit of all.
Well, you've certainly given me a lot to think about. We've gone from AI models battling it out to AI assistants helping us code and AI teams tackling complex tasks. It's like a whole new world of possibilities is opening up.
And we haven't even touched on the potential for AI to revolutionize fields like healthcare, education, and environmental sustainability.
Okay, now you're just teasing me. But I'm intrigued. Let's dive into some of these real-world applications and see how AI is already making a difference. You mentioned AI contract reviewers. Those sound like they could be a game changer.
They certainly are. Imagine a world where legal documents are no longer shrouded in complex jargon, but are accessible and understandable to everyone.
So instead of having to wade through pages of legal mumbo-jumbo, I can have an AI break it down for me in plain English.
That's the promise of AI contract
Sign
reviewers.
me up.
It's not just about simplifying language, though. These AI tools can also analyze contracts for potential risks, flag inconsistencies, and even ensure compliance with regulations like GDPR. It's like having a legal expert at your fingertips.
That's incredible. It sounds like these AI contract reviewers could make legal services more accessible and affordable for everyone. But you also mentioned something about AI podcasters earlier. I'm still trying to wrap my head around that one.
This is definitely one of the more novel applications of AI that we're seeing. Platforms like Notebook LM are essentially using AI to generate podcast episodes from a variety of input sources.
Like what?
You can feed it articles, research papers, meeting notes, even your own random thoughts.
Wait, so I could just dump all my ideas into this AI and it would spit out a polished podcast episode?
Essentially, yeah.
That sounds almost too good to be true.
Oh,
What about the quality? Can an AI really capture the nuances of human conversation and storytelling?
that's the big question, and the technology is still in its early stages, but the results are surprisingly impressive.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the AI can weave together different sources of information, create a coherent narrative, and even inject some personality into the delivery.
So it's not just reading a script, it's actually creating something original and engaging.
Exactly. And while it may not replace human podcasters anytime soon, it's certainly opening up a whole new world of possibilities for audio content creation.
I'm starting to see the potential here. Imagine a world where anyone can create a professional-sounding podcast, regardless of their technical skills or access to expensive equipment. That's pretty empowering.
It is, and it's just one example of how AI is democratizing access to creative tools and platforms.
Well, you've certainly painted a vivid picture of the AI landscape.
Mhm.
We've got models battling it out, tools that empower us, and applications that are changing the world as we know it.
Yeah, it's a lot to take in.
It is.
Mm.
We've journeyed from model showdowns to AI-powered assistance. And I'm starting to see a bigger picture emerging here. It's like we're on the verge of a new era where AI isn't just this like futuristic concept, it's a tangible reality, woven into the fabric of our lives.
Yeah, and what's really exciting is that this isn't just about tech giants and research labs anymore. We're seeing this trend toward democratization with AI tools becoming more accessible and affordable for everyone.
It's like giving superpowers to the masses.
Yeah.
But with that comes a responsibility to ensure that those powers are used wisely. We've talked about the need for ethical AI, but how do we translate that from like a lofty ideal into practical action?
Well, it starts with awareness. We need to be mindful of the potential biases embedded in these systems, the data they're trained on, and, the unintended consequences that can arise.
So it's not just about building AI that's cool and innovative. It's about building AI that's fair, equitable, and aligned with our values.
Precisely. We need to move beyond the hype and start asking tough questions about who's developing these technologies, who's profiting from them, and who's ultimately being impacted.
It sounds like we need a collective effort here. Developers, policymakers, researchers, and everyday users, we all have a role to play in shaping the future of AI.
Absolutely. It's an ongoing conversation that needs to be inclusive and accessible to everyone, regardless of their technical expertise.
This reminds me of something you mentioned earlier, the emergence of AI podcasters.
Oh, right.
On the one hand, it's an exciting development that could democratize content creation. But on the other hand, it raises questions about authenticity, bias, and the potential for misinformation.
That's a perfect example of the complexities we're facing. As AI becomes more sophisticated, we need to be even more discerning about the information we consume and the sources we trust.
It's like we need to develop a new set of digital literacy skills, not just for ourselves, but for future generations as well.
I think that's a brilliant insight. Just as we teach children to critically evaluate information from traditional media, we need to equip them with the tools to navigate an increasingly AI-driven world.
So it's not just about adapting to AI, it's about shaping it, ensuring that it reflects our values and serves humanity as a whole.
And that brings us back to the core message of this deep dive. The future of AI is not predetermined. It's a story that's still being written, and we all have the power to contribute to the narrative.
So as we wrap up this Christmas Day exploration of the AI landscape, what's the one key takeaway you hope our listeners will carry with them?
The power of AI is immense, but it's ultimately a tool. And like any tool, it can be used for good or for ill. The choices we make today as developers, as users, as citizens will shape the AI-powered world of tomorrow.
That's a powerful thought to leave our listeners with. As we gather with loved ones this holiday season, let's remember that the conversations we have, the questions we ask, and the actions we take will shape the future of this incredible technology.
And with that, we'll wrap up this special Christmas Day deep dive. We hope you've enjoyed this whirlwind tour of the AI landscape and feel inspired to engage in the ongoing conversation about the future of this, transformative technology.
Thanks for joining us on this journey, and we'll catch you in the new year with more fascinating insights from the world of AI. Happy holidays, everyone.